All right. This is Saltwater. Bit of a background. This is a game made by a friend of mine, Sky Shard 13, or just Sky. They are um, they are an artist, painter, and guy do that. And they mentioned that they were making this game, and we were pretty hyped to say the least. And it's released. It literally just released like minutes ago. Yeah. I don't even think the announcement is even up yet. But yeah, it's we're playing it now. Um, but yeah, Sky Shard made this game. They wrote everything. They did art for this game, which is a lot from what I've heard, and I'm pretty excited. Check out Saltwater. Check out Sky Shard. Um, yeah, I'm excited. Do we want to do content warnings? Does not contain any graphic or flashing imagery, but some vision may cause eye strains. Topic problem solving may include any of the following: dead animals, dead bodies, dissociation, drowning, burning, claustrophobia, and other horror themes. Well, that's good to know. Alright, about Saltwater is a story about the end of everything. Expected reading time 3 to 4 hours. Saltwater will not save your progress this story, but you can select which act to start from the main menu. Each act will take approximately 1 to 1.5 hours to read. Okay? The credits. Yeah, see, Sky Shard. They're a really cool guy. Let us begin. Oh, that's playing on my monitor. Oh, my speakers. The more that unravels, the closer it comes towards its center, to absolute truth, the end of everything, and happy ending. We have to fix this thing. Hold up. Alright. The more it unravels, the closer it comes towards its center, the absolute truth, the end of everything, and a happy ending. What are you talking about? A new moon hidden behind a sea of clouds, reciting tides in a tsunami. Afar, a place with no air. It's about my creation. Your creation? No. Yes, these are my children. This is my home. A strange home to have. I suppose so. Some homes you're born into, others are inherited. Some you create yourself. Or as the term children is misleading. I don't care for them in that way. Experiments, maybe. An emulation of something much larger. Of what exactly? Of life itself. Life itself, really? You flatter me, but yes, we'll see. You think you're important. Not at all. I'm not much more than an observer, really. Nothing that I can do now but watch. How long does it take? I stopped keeping track. What do you gain from doing this? Everything. I'm not sure I follow. No better way to explain than to show you. Come now, it's about to start. Oh boy. Ooh. Rolling waves of red sand towards orange cliffs, a dark blue sky overhead. August had never been here before. She could not move. The sand built up to her sides. To her side. First only to her ankle, but soon it reached her knees and then her waist. It was warm. Gliding towards her, small clouds of dust forming behind it. A ship with no form of texture, its hands reaching out, holding her. She was being shaken. Wake up. No. August walked to her grandmother standing over her bed, her arms reaching down, shaking her violently. Who's there? Who? Donna, what are you doing here? Come quickly, there isn't much time. Donna pulled her out of the bed and dragged her across the carpet, through the hallway of the house, past the kitchen, out the front door. Outside, rain banged violently against the aluminum roof of the garage. A strike of lightning, flooding on the road just beyond the driveway, a falling telephone pole tugging down its neighbors. Can you see it? Nana wasn't looking at the telephone pole. She pointed toward the grey mass of clouds hovering above the town. It's just a storm. It's just a storm. Let's get back inside. You'll get cold. Branches torn from nearby trees and deposited on the roadside. The storm is one of the worst August has seen. No, this is storm. The rain. It's not water. Look at it. She held her hands and passed the protection of her overhang and let the rain pour inside. It's blood! Oh, let's get back inside. Come on, it's cold here. Let's get back inside. Emma's face began to morph, a fear of something that she could not put to words. She saw what August could. It's dying, August. Our world is falling apart. It's... Her hands trembled, leaving the rainwater to fall on the porch. Anna. She put her arms around August's shoulder. It's too late for me. I can't leave, but maybe you can. You can run. You have to. Find a place where things will be okay. Rainwater formed in streets across Anna's face. A web of water pulling her down to the earth, watching her wipe it out of her eyes. Go back inside. August turned, taking Anna's hands on her own. She stopped. August felt light. Her legs wouldn't move. She tried to raise her arm to grab the door from her hands, but her shoulder had fixed her arms to her side. August's knees gave out and she fell to the ground. Her Nana kneeled down beside her. No, August, you have to go. Nana. August became calm. The first fit of coughs was small, but then they erupted again, louder. August thought this had been a surprise for her. She was hoping she would go out in a panic. She didn't feel much of anything. For the first and last time in her life, she understood what it meant to be weightless, and then everything stopped. She felt silent. The old woman looked into her granddaughter's eyes. She knew that she was no longer there. She held August's head in her hands, careful not to smear the blood across her face. She bent down, trying to get one arm underneath August's legs while the other held her back. Every step towards the garage was a battle, sometimes against her own body, other times against August's newly stiffened form. Gravel shifted under her with every step. She walked with a purpose of punching her back, tried to cover and protect August's face. She failed. The garage, she heaved and turned the back of her seat of the car, gasping for breath. She got in the front seat and prayed the car would start. Well, the engine rumbled. Various cars parked as it came to stop in the parking lot of a small motel at the edge of a town. Quiet night. Yesterday morning, Ray's sister called. Ray, how do you say that? Ray? I'll just say Ray. Ray couldn't understand what Caddy was trying to say. She kept stuttering and interrupting herself. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? Caddy calmed herself. Mom, Dad, they got into a car accident. They're dead. She paused for a minute, waiting for a response. Ray had little opinion of their parents now. The grace not extended to most people they used to know. I just got the news from Aunt Nora. It happened a few days ago. She told me she'll handle everything. Ray shrank at the name, trying to remember where they had seen her before. The family gathered, trying to remember details. Everything? Yes, everything. The price of the casket, the gravestone, all of it. I don't know if I should trust her, but I'm out of options. I can't afford any of it out of pocket. When is the funeral? Tomorrow morning. Really? So soon? Yes, I know, it's insane. Just paying parents to get everything done as soon as possible. I asked her just an hour ago to what she wanted for all of this. Thought it was money. She handled everything now, but I'd have to pay her back twice over later. But she didn't say that. She said I owed her nothing and that there was nothing for me to worry about. She's trying to help. God, I hope so. I just don't know. Listen. Wait, I just don't know. Listen. I know I can ask you to do this, but forgive me when I have to. Wait, please come home. It doesn't have to be for long. I just need you at the funeral. Ooh! Options! Hell yeah! So, Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's stay quiet for now. Rai went quiet. Caddy stayed on the line, waiting to see who would break first. Please, I can't do this on my own. I don't know what I could lose. Maybe everything. Fine. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow at the church, 11 in the morning. Ray took their spot in the lumpy mortal mattress. The creak of the springs falling every moment. They still had they still had their clothes on. They had to leave. Watch dancing along the wallpaper, lots of wooden clothes, things that would never go away. It was too hot to sleep. Oh my god, what is this? It was too hot to sleep. 7 boys sitting around the bonfire deep in what used to be a refrigerated portion of a large warehouse. Alexander, the oldest one of the boys, at 17, sat watch over the rest of them. Ooh, lots of salt they sat in a room covered in drawings. Oh, sick! Okay. This beneath the carcass. Lots of salt they sat in a room covered in drawings. Cool. Fine. The carcasses of several dozen paintings hung from the ceiling. This building was only one of the many that formed the remnants of a factory that specialized in processing animal products. Despite their devotion, this must have always been an issue. The ones would get sick. Still, they always refused to leave. Kept the distance when they could. This was home. They waited for the pigs to speak. Whoa, okay. Alright. Come on. Alright. They waited for the pigs to speak. Alex listened for any sound. He would wake them. And when it was time, it was quiet. It was quiet. Tonight they would be given their final message. The pigs had promised to take them again, a final time. Years since their flesh had gone rancid, as their inside decomposed. It grew more painful by the day to speak, to think. They could not predict what the pigs would say. They had no way of discerning what they would ask of them, if they would choose not to ask anything at all. Alex could not know. He prepared for the worst. They weren't really afraid. They heard a voice. Oh, okay, window. They heard a voice. The bartender fiddled with a radio. He didn't care for music, nor did particularly like the news. Oh shit, 4 people dead following roadside accident. Heavy rain expected over the next few hours. Power lines tripped down. I assume this is the dead parents one? Wait. Okay. I am curious about this one though. Four people dead following a road accident along too morbid. He turned it off. It had been a slow day, even by his own standards for the place. Nothing here worth driving for in this weather. The bartender looked towards the only person sitting at the bar. She had been there for a better part of the evening. She wasn't from town. At the cleaning. The bartender went back to sweeping dust off a set of large cushioned sofas stationed around a table in the corner. He liked to sit there in the mornings, reading some books, watching out the window. The light in the bar flickered off for a moment before coming back on. Store's not done with us yet. She was looking at the map of the area. She didn't anticipate a response from the bartender. He didn't know much about her. This was their first time meeting. They didn't seem to be the talking type. She ordered a soda. When asked what kind, she waved her hand. She said she was only just stuck out for a few hours. Wait till the storm lifted. Her name was Molly. She was yelling outside. Someone out there looking in. The buyer weaved behind the empty tables and pushed the door open. The sound of the storm poured in through the openings. So too did an old woman come stumbling in, dripping wet on the floor, her eyes frantic. Ma'am? Ma'am? The grabbed his ankles before he could finish. Please, I need help. He looked at her words and shooting quote. Molly stood up, keeping her distance. Calm down, take your time. Pulled the old woman's fingers from his leg before helping her towards a corner table to take a seat. She scuttled across the floor. The old woman struggled to sit upright, laying across the sea of the booth. The sound of the storm outside alive and well, no word spoken. Molly walked towards the exit. She waved the bartender over. Right? Well, Molly. He walked over the door and stepped outside with her. They stood together under a short overhang. To the right of the doorway, water flushed violently out of the gutters, pummeling a clot of grass into a submission before proceeding into the gravel. Even when Molly yelled, he could barely hear her. Wait, what? Who is she? Who is she? Okay. Why would I lie? I'm confused. I'm confused. Wait, is there a reason for me to lie? Okay. I don't know. God, I wonder where she came from. Can't say. Oh, let's shoot thing. Don't shake your head. Do we call an ambulance? Yes, maybe. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Never dealt with anything like it. I doubt I'd get a transmission through the landline now. You're right. She looked about. Wally's car parked near the entrance and bartenders off to the side, and the other completely empty gravel lot. Where's her car, you think? Don't suppose she walked. Too far to walk. Closest neighborhood is over 2 miles away. Customer that did come tended to stay for a while. Sometimes several hours at a time. Not much to do. I can't see it. The gravel parking lot connected them to the road, each side of which sloped down into a blue stem, a silver bell, and other bushes the bar could name. Pine spears of skyline close in this swell beneath them, a totaled car. A few paces down the road beside some of the shorter trees sat a totaled car. Its front wheels had fallen up and spun away, a tree puncturing its side. Near the car, a split had erupted in the road, asphalt curling upwards both ends. Oh my god! Molly held her hands over her. You didn't think anyone else got hurt, do you? I'll just say nothing. Smoke. Hard to tell with the rain coming from the car. A distance in Molly's voice. Can you see it too? The smoke? No, not that. There's someone. No, in the car. There's something there. Oh, fuck! Oh my god! They walked towards the car. The funeral over. It was time to head home. Ray couldn't look back now. It was their time to leave, and yet their hands rested on the handle of the car door. Not quite able to pull it back. They didn't bring an umbrella. Maybe they would get a cold the next day. Back. This was a mistake, wasn't it? Ray couldn't. Rye shouldn't have come. They could still go back. Just one last look to look back. Everyone was staring. Not a single person feeling subtly. Overhead in the crowd towering towards them. Ray looked for a familiar face. They found only the indiscernible characters of a strange they'd never met. The bodies formed a shapeless man. His hands fell. They couldn't bleed. No, they couldn't. This was their home. Someone grabbed Ray's arm and pulled them across the parking lot away from the church. Ray resisted, but they were weak. It wasn't their family. Ray thought their clothes meant little. Shoved across the backseat of an old Silton. Their eyes still locked with those of the mass, now through the forked window of the stranger's car. Soon their gaze could no longer meet. Ray kept looking away. Should have done that. It came from the passenger seat. Ray looked up. A teenager stared back at them. It took Ray a few seconds to recognize who sat there. Did I really look like that? You don't look the way I remember you did. What? You did. You still do. You have bigger problems. Look at you. You've gone insane. I should have not looked back. No reason to apologize to yourself, is there? No. Yeah. No, I guess not. I want you to remember something. If you can't remember anything else, they look annoyed. What? What? You made a promise to me. Look out the window, at the road, the grass, anything. All of it's been torn apart. Even you. Now, you should be able to see it if you tried. The trees tear away from the earth. The road separates and cracks. Everything goes to ruin. I will not let you go with it. I will not go with it. done too much for that to happen. Tell me, what you told yourself all those years ago. I told you that this place wasn't my home. I said that we would never come back. Exactly. This place will not last. I looked out the window. They were right. It was easy to see this place would not last much longer. Or was I? Would not last long, a few hours at most. Leave. He might try to stop you. You can't let him. Do not let him. Do not let him convince you into accepting your own destruction. What are you talking about? Was that a man in the driver's seat? Who are you? Ah! Jesus, Ray. I know it's been a while, but come on. He put his arm over his shoulder of the car seat and looked at Ray. Oh God. Came back to Ray in pieces. Some of the memories were nice, others hurt. All of them made me feel like they should have left. Oh my God! Okay. Others hurt. Red stood at the edge of the Times Square. No, he should have gone through with this. Milo. Milo, let's go home. I don't want to be here. Milo took a second. He looked sad. It's okay, I understand. They went back to Milo's car. They didn't talk on the way back. Surely it hadn't been that bad. An awkward end to the night. Sure, but the end of everything? Ray could have imagined at the time. But a few days later, reality began to set in. The nerves would connect and then they were reserved. We could no longer feel Milo. They didn't speak again. This was the last time they ever spoke. That was a long time ago. I thought you never came back. I should have. Well, maybe not. You were a mess back there. You kept stumbling around the parking lot. You nearly shoved someone's clean over. Were you drunk? No. I'm just tired. Sure. I still don't think you should be driving. Not in this weather, at least. The weather reinformed a reflective film on the road showing a perfect mirror of your world. Same trees, same sky, same horizon. What do you say? What is there to say? The two didn't speak for a few minutes. They listened to the car engine and the muffled static from the radio. They ran against the hard top. Ray tried to figure out what they were. Everything felt different now. Rougher pavement, sharper turns. He can't recall any individual trees, but in aggregate the landscape had changed. Was this a new road? I couldn't tell. I'm taking you back to my place, if that's okay. I'm assuming you don't want me to take you to your family. I don't want me to take you to your family's house. No. Ray nodded. Milo saw them in the rear view mirror. I'm sorry for your loss, if you care, I mean. How's your sister holding up? She'll be fine. She has her family. The road continued to wind around the hill through unfamiliar trees until they reached a neighborhood. It was familiar. Ray remembered this place, or at least an early version of it. It's a time when the houses that stood here now had been nothing but concrete slabs and level ground. The gravel road was mostly the same as Ray remembered it. There was maybe over a dozen platforms then. They had built houses on those since, but the neighborhood tapered off into a long stretch of cleared ground that had been reclaimed by grasses and small shrubs. It was only an incomplete victory. It's a miracle, isn't it? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. What do you mean? We all used to go here, didn't we? Sure, I didn't keep contact with a lot of our friends, actually. I'm guessing you don't? Shaking my head. Ray shook their head. Feels fitting that they would have fixed things up eventually if they kept loitering. Yeah, maybe. You're right. I'm sure someone cared about the garbage. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm sure someone cared about the garbage we left and got tired of cleaning it up. Right. If only they were more secretive. Milo parked in the driveway of one of the houses. He got out of the car. Ray followed him to the door. The ground rumbled. The remnants of the whoa. Alright. That's a pig. Alright. The remnants of the warehouse shook. The fire went out, leaving no arrows struck. From out the carcasses came a tired squeal. The pigs spoke up using the children's mouths. Oh, oh my god, that's kind of spooky. Prepare thy final breath, for she screams. Wait, prepare thy final breath, for she screams. Whoa, alright. The blood shed by this town shall now rain upon it. We'll wash it away before sunrise. Our bodies are decomposing. There is nothing past this night for us. Yet the criminal of this town shall last into infinity. Those who had shed first blood are dead, yet they persist. Children, their bodies rest beneath your wretched church. Dig them up, cripple their internal existence the way they have ours. The floods will not spare you, nor they will spare us. They must not be remembered. Let us all be forgotten. Now go. Burn all that lies in the periphery. Unbury the sinners. Let the storm wash us all away. The pigs went silent. Nobody spoke. Right outside. We can't. We can't do that. We can't do that. The kids turned towards Liam. It's almost midnight. We would never finish. The other kids considered this. A red sun rising over the graveyard. Light filtering through willow trees into gravestone. Half the yard in shambles, the other half untouched. Police, parents, adults, prison. Without the fire, the floor was cold. Can't you feel it slipping away? One of the boys had spoken. Up. Can you feel it slipping away? The world is already over. Why shouldn't we? So what if we can't finish? So what if we can't finish? Don't we have to try? Night that would never end for a town that would never longer exist. Where else could they go? Maybe another town or state, but why bother? Murmuring among the boys, question of fate and logistics, it was late. The boys were tired. Come on! Finally Alex spoke. Come on. The lower floors are already flooding. You can't stay here. A pause. They were in agreement. Well, they had no choice. Even if it was impossible. It was their final wish. It was their final wish. How could they betray that? The bartender drove. Molly sat in the passenger seat. The old woman sat in the back. Her granddaughter lay wrapped in wrap across her lap. Molly helped the old woman. The girl had spoken to her directly. She had no other option. Fear or benevolence, all the same now. I still don't understand. The old woman looked out the window. When you look outside, what do you see? You see a forest. The trap against the car door. Oh, sorry. I just don't get it. What do you see? When I turn my head, there's nothing but depth there. The windows are caked in blood. I can't see outside. What do you mean? Shook was visibly slow, but well, come on. Everything is red. It's on my hands, the same way it's on yours. I think I know what you're talking about. While I turned back to face what was lovely girl. Really? The bartender seemed skeptical. Yes, when I first saw the girl, she wasn't human. She was something else. A monster, dead itself. I don't know that. My granddaughter, you saw that in her? I'm sorry, but yes, maybe we see the same thing in different places. The old woman can meet Molly's eyes. I could never see something like that in her. No matter how hard I try, she will always be my little girl. Molly didn't respond. Outside the window was a torrential downpour. Molly had never seen anything like it. Legs along the cross-side didn't exist in Argo. Fallen trees. Passed by a house with its roof caved in. Inside stood 2, maybe 3 people. Couldn't go back inside. Too dangerous. The house was flooding. The walls could collapse next, right in there. The car drove past, disappearing into the trees. I think you're both wrong. I don't know what world you two live in, but the rain is clear and the girl is dead. Oh! There's 2 state guard for no longer than expected. It's getting late. Listen, it's getting late. We can sort this out tomorrow. How can you be sure of that? About what? That you're seeing the same thing too. Silence. They parted to the road next to the graveyard. This is the end. This is the end. Someone had to arrive first. Oh my god. It's the pigs! The children arrived at the graveyard first. They came on foot. The boys all wore thick leather masks sewn into the shapes of pig heads. The girl that followed them looked out of the place. They heard someone else coming, hiding behind a large willow tree that stood next to the church, watching, curious and afraid. Hushed whispers among themselves. Someone arrived second. Someone arrived second. Ryan and Milo arrived by the car. Milo parked on the first end of the last boat, holding his hands out to Ray. It'll be okay. Another car coming. Ray turned towards Milo. There's someone else here. Turning out the car light, someone looked out in the dark. Someone arrived last. The barter turned their trophy last. Molly in the passenger seat and the old woman sitting in the back. The woman held into her granddaughter as best she could. Brenner barked across the 3 white lines, right next to the cemetery entrance. Molly got out and helped him move August out of the car. The old woman was tired and weak. She stayed in the car. Do you recognize them? Ray asked. No, I don't. Okay, looking through the side view mirror. Hard to make anything out. The shapes of people, 2 people carrying something illuminated by a street lamp. Looked heavy, as a pit in Ray's stomach. I don't know. I'll just enter. Molly and the bartender struggled to carry August one step at a time towards the graveyard. Something was wrong. I think someone's watching us. We can't help doing this. So something approached behind Molly. She saw the expression of his face change. Molly turned around. A group of pigs standing on their hind legs, walking out from behind a walnut tree. 2-minute count. Tar slipping through Molly's hands. The soft glow of 2 lampposts fell outside the church. Instead of rain battering the earth and clashing against the trees, an electric hum. Oh! It's not safe here. Yeah, it's the kids. Wait, no, I thought it was the kids. Not safe here. Ray tugged at Milo. They watched as a drove of pigs surrounded the strangers just outside the cemetery. The strangers dropped what they were holding. Milo didn't say anything. Let's leave. He looked serious about the attitude. I'm scared. Let's go home. He's repeating. Milo tried to start the car. It wouldn't. Try again with the same results. We're stuck here. And his hands. Failure. Look at the pigs! Ray looked at the pigs. Some of them looked back. Milo, they can see us. They know. What if we ran? What if we ran? I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'll come with you this time. Water began pulling towards the uneven asphalt of the parking lot in some parts. It was almost a foot deep. Try the lighter? Where'd that come from? Okay. Make a break for you. What's a lighter? Can I? Alex flicked the lighter in his hands. Wait. Yes. It caught for a second on and his first try before fading out. Too damn outside. It could take the corpse to the church. It must be dry in there. Alex was furious with the woman who had been carrying a body. The rain presented an obstacle. She could destroy them. Still, you had to keep focused. It wouldn't matter. She couldn't go tell anyone. She didn't have time. By the end of the night, she would be dead, along with the rest of them. Maybe she already knew. What would she be able to do if she knew that this was the end? You heard a loud shriek coming across the parking lot. Stay focused. You had to stay focused. The boy started towards the church door, carrying a body wrapped in a black tarp. The church entrance formidable. Small and weak building with doors that looked so strong and ancient. They had to come from another world altogether. Towards the vertical line, stained glass doors. Stained glass, 2 for each door. Bank? Wait, what happens if I beg? Oh. Please, you're making a mistake! Molly tugged at a human arm of one of the pigs. There were 7 of them. Nowhere near as many as she thought at first. Martha stood a short way behind her. The young girl stepped out from behind a large willow tree, shorter than many of the pigs. Walking to the church doors, Molly, she must have been Wait, the pigs. She's not what you're looking for. She's not what you're looking for. She's just a girl. Molly begged and pleaded to the pigs carrying the body. She tried pulling the tarp out of their hands, but there was too many of them working against her. The bartender, now at her side, tried to do the same. No response from the pigs. A low stone brick wall stretching from the gate of the cemetery at the leftmost side of the church. A small path between it and the church wall. Nothing stood on the other end of the alley. Alley? Grass giving way to dense bushes and tall grass, a creek behind there. Pray! There was nothing left for all of them to do but pray. She was weak and tired, and she managed these, and she still had to limp over to the church doors. What are the things? The pigs. Instead of the left door peering through the church through the stained glass, he looked different from the others. He was distracted. Look inside. She followed the pig's head and looked inside. It was dark. Her eyes were old. She could still hardly see. There was something inside, a small yellow dot. She wondered if it was a visual artifact. She was just seeing things. While she tilted her head back and forward, the dot never left. The gutters that circled the roof of the church overflowed. On the right side of the building, one segment of the gutter gave away altogether from the weight. Rain poured outward from the roof, forming a small moat around the church. A river going back along the side of the church. Okay. The field past there had flooded. Make the final stretch, touch the church doors. Hurry touched the doors of the church. They held out their hand from behind the child and the old woman, who were both looking at something through the stained glass. Get closer. Where's Christian Bichu? Look inside! Oh God! What were they looking? It's too dark to see anything. Someone else came up beside Ray, one of the children. Tried to open the doors, but they made a metallic sound, but it didn't budge. Maybe there's nothing there. Ray took one more look. Nothing. Milo came up behind along the two others who arrived with the old woman. Everyone stood outside the church doors. The remaining pigs sat down August to see what was holding them up. Over dozens of them outside the doors. I can see it too. Oh fuck! New wallpaper! No. No, where was I? You can see it too, can't you? The old woman asked the pig who stood looking through the pig's stained glass at the other door. The pig nodded. What can you see? What can you see there? It's too dark to make anything out. I kept looking. Everyone watched away. Something glowing. Something glowing. Nothing past this night. I can't see it. I can't see it. I tried looking again to no success. The pools of water at their feet grew deeper, came out in the shins of the adults. For the younger children, it came up to their knees. Look back at the cars. Molly looked back at the cars, no longer in the parking lot, swept downstream along the road. The street light fell, a crack of electricity. They stood in the darkness. For just a second, everything was lit up by a brilliant white light before returning to black. The sound crashed so loud, half of them couldn't hear the rain afterward. Can't stay out here. We can't stay out here. Alex shook the door handle. He curled his hands in the leathery fist and brought them down to the chains. Nothing. Clank, clank, clank. The floodwaters rose. The plain beyond the church now completely submerged. One could no longer make out the bushes at the edge. Where was I? I lost track. The edge of the valley. Only the trunks of the taller pines remained above the water. The leftmost wall of the church collapsed. Part of the roof came down with it. A small yellow dot stopped glowing. So, the water moved too rapidly for the group to stay together. Oh my God! It keeps going. What? Hold up! Moved too rapidly for the group to stay together. The rest of the building collapsed. So the back and wall and crept along the right side of the building. All the edges of the front wall split away. The doors stood upright. Molly fell down. She tried to grab into a piece of wood from the church, but all of the pieces were too small to support her weight. The water rose above her head. She couldn't get her back. She could get her above the water. The bartender thought back to earlier that day, in his final moments. He thought to himself about how Molly was right. It should have not been their problem. They could have left town. Bitterness consumed him as water began to fill his lungs. He longed for the day he used to hate. Everything learned once more until it was over again. A ringing sound in their ears. Alex held onto Liam for as long as he could. The rest of the pigs abandoned their masks. Reality had caught up to them. What were they doing here? Where were their families? All they had now was each of others, and soon they didn't even have that. The young girl's last moments were full of regret, not for the long part, but for the immediate events of the evening. She could have prevented this from happening to them too. To them, too confident and assumed that the pigs would have given up, that they would all die because of her refusal to intervene. Red line across the water, Ray holds onto Milo, Milo hand onto Rye, together disappearing under the water surface before they were separated again. August's body floated downstream in some part of town, or maybe to some other town entirely. We toward the beach and Dreadpurse where it never rained, where sand drifted between the cliffs along the horizon, where everything was always warm. This is the end. End of Act 1! Hell yeah! Alright, I'm gonna stop it there. If you want to check out Saltwater, um, there's a description. Um, I'm gonna probably play this. I'll probably still record it. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Saltwater. It's here.